The views and opinions of the producers, hosts, and guests in the show do not directly reflect the official stand and policies of the management, the network, and the company. Is your business lucky or not at the moment? Have no fear, luck can be near or right here. You are lucky to meet the Feng Shui Master. We welcome you to the online luck mentoring program to help you unlock solutions to business case problems and profit with honor and lucky prosperity. Relax and enjoy your fun learning with your partner in luck, Master Aldric Nalumpines. Broadcasting live from Big Media, this is Philippine Business Feng Shui.
Good evening. Tonight is another fun learning evening, especially on our topic for tonight, 8 mistakes in Feng Shui to avoid. So, you're going to start out in doing Feng Shui or engaging Feng Shui. Here are 8 critical notes that you have to bear in mind. Otherwise, the whole effort of you're doing feng shui will just be an exercise in futility. No? It will just be tantamount to being worthless. Okay? So, to get the ball rolling, uh, let's start with the feng shui, not really urban legend, but legendary taboo. No? Or ayaw na ayaw ng Chinese sa feng shui is one direction, no? Which they never like to face, no? Uh, Meaning to say, they don't like to inherit, rent, lease, or buy a property that is facing the north direction. Okay, uh, for them, it's almost a credo that at all times avoid facing north. Okay. Well, there will be feng shui remedies and certain exemptions to this rule. Uh, it's always best to be conservative, no? To be on the conservative side and stay out of harm's way that the north direction brings. Okay. Let me explain why the belief and the experience of facing north is so. Okay. The best graphic illustration is to the song lyrics of your favorite vintage folk singer James Taylor from his song "You Got a Friend." Okay, the stanza there when he sings when the north wind begins to blow. Okay, and that's where trouble starts. Why? Because geographically, the north in China is where the cold winds or the Siberian winds come at certain seasons of the year. And this is where snowstorms or even sandstorms or blizzards, uh, just like here in the Philippines, equal to typhoons, or in the States, hurricanes, are very destructive. And they rage all the way from the northern part of the hemisphere. So facing north brings about this annual predicament seasonally. If there's such thing as a northeast monsoon or southwest monsoon problem, like flooding in India, in China, uh, and other parts of the world, uh, facing north can bring about, especially in this age of climate change, sudden changes in temperature that are harmful in terms of real physical terms because of devastating storms, as I mentioned, blizzards, snowstorms, or even typhoons. No, uh, in the desert areas, arid as they may be, sandstorms. Okay, now they destroy property. So that's the first thing. So if you imagine, if your house or business establishment is facing north, you come head on to this physical damaging uh, natural occurrences that happen seasonally, no? And annually at that. So each time the north wind begins to blow, it can destroy your house, your furniture inside, whatever precious investment out of your savings uh, to develop your household, depending on your lifestyle, uh, can be totally gone uh, in one sweep. No, and not only uh, property, but also domesticated animals, especially in the olden times where it's an agrarian economy. So there are water buffaloes, carabaos, whatever domesticated pets like for food, chickens, poultry, ducks, whatever can be affected by disease due to the devastating cold weather, you know, affecting the place. So that's how bad north can be. Okay, so there are only very few exceptions to the rule where north is feasible for a person as regards to feng shui, and it is a thin line, no? To do so. One potential exception would be like now, uh, the trend is close clustered townhouses. No, so let's say some owners they buy townhouses for the family. Okay, and sometimes townhouses go on a north-south direction pattern, fronting each other. So if one door is north and you also own the other property or belonging to a family member, just like a compound, and it's also the opposite direction facing south. So that's just an exchange of luck between family members. So that one compensates for the negativity of the north. Aside from the fact that the structure, the south facing townhouse in front of the north facing one covers as and serves as protection or shield to the negative winds of the north winds when they begin to blow, so they speak. Okay, so that's the first lesson to avoid. Avoid north at all times, be it commercial, be it residential or industrial site. No, uh, the bottom line will always be financial difficulties, obstacles, as well as disaster because of the potential devastation, the weather or bad climate can create from the north winds. Okay, so with that first note of importance, let's pause for a station break before we proceed with the other uh, phenomenon in feng shui to avoid. Okay, so let's pause for a short break.
We'll be back shortly. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Big Media.
Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local.
Now back to Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Big Media.
Okay, we're back. Sorry. Um, so let's proceed to our second uh, taboo lesson. At any cost, avoid acquiring, inheriting, or leasing this kind of shape of property, be it a building or a lot property. Okay. Um, what shape is this? This is what we call the triangular, or simply put, any pizza slice shape. No? Uh, take note, I'm saying here shape because the next case will be similarly relevant but remarkably different, no? In terms of form and substance. No? Uh, a triangular lot, uh, in layman's terms in Feng Shui, yan yung ayaw ng Chinese sa Feng Shui na maraming kanto. Okay? Lalo na kung tatsulok or triangle. Because, well, uh, triangles are sharp cornered, no? And they tend to be abrasive. So it affects the relationships of the owners, no? So meaning to say, uh, as a corporate or even personal investor, uh, your relationships with other stakeholders, be it your family, your close of kin, your friends, your mentors, your network of support, will suddenly turn abrasive, meaning you become combative, you hurt others' feelings, you become insensitive, and to the point of being heartless. No? As they say, grumpy, punchy, and mahirap kausap. No? So especially when you do business with your suppliers, and worst of all, with your customers. Okay? So, and much more, when it comes to an enterprise, it can lead to trouble with uh, your employees. No? Uh, there will be a lot of labor and management conflicts. So, as much as possible, avoid triangles. Of course, uh, many fake feng shui and local feng shuyan, as they say, ride on this, like Plaza Miranda uh, fortune tellers. They ride on this also as symbolizing love triangles, third party affairs, whatever, no? But in feng shui, it's basic. It's the bad chi or the bad abrasion that can be caused by the sharp corners, especially if it's a triangular uh, lot. Okay, so in common experience, a lot of people are ano are affected by this in real life. No, a lot of family enter into sudden sibling rivalries, conflicts, simply traceable to having a family property that is triangular, be it the building itself or the lot uh, boundaries. Okay, so as much as possible, avoid any triangular lot. Okay, now sometimes triangular lots are as differentiated from its very shape is its location, no, or its natural endowment in the place, meaning how it is sited. Sometimes triangular lots are sited with one jutting out as a corner lot, or two sides can be corner lots, or the worst situation would be uh, a triangular lot property with three corners, practically bounded by three streets. No, uh, I will not mention a very popular property here in Quezon City, much that company is very controversial now, to the point that it has turned from a popular company to uh, almost a public uh, enemy, so to speak, no? By the resulting investigations by certain government administrators, especially on ownership of its property, and worse, it's skirting uh, proper payment of taxes. No? But there you go. The real meaning of this, for its wrong direction of jutting out corner, it is what we call in Feng Shui the Y junction, no? Or the Y corner, a letter Y, like that. Uh, if you have three corners, of course, you'll have three junctions. And the worst is any Y junction, this is opposed to the tumbok of T junction. No? Yung tumbok na diretsong ganon, okay pa yon, madali pang ano yan, ma-cure in Feng Shui. But a Y junction is very symbolic of something really scandalous, no? That is incurable in Feng Shui. And unfortunately, any owner or occupants of that place will suffer uh, this plight. And what is that plight? It is what we call sex scandal, especially in these times, these modern times. It abounds through video sex scandals, of course, the rumor mill or whatever. No, so uh, you will notice various types of scandals, but predominantly sex scandals dominate a place like this. Okay, and eventually it will be counterproductive to whatever human goals and aspirations of ano of the ano of the owners, no, and management if it's an enterprise. Okay, so that's the third type, no. In summary, so far, avoid north, avoid a triangle lot or property or building. Third, avoid the three uh, types of corners that involves Y junction or triangle corners, no, and standalone triangle lot bounded by three streets. That's the worst case. Okay, so that's our third case. Okay, the fourth case is uh, when you acquire, rent, or inherit a property, make sure before closing in on it, you do some investigations as to its history. Because uh, as we know, energies in a place can remain in a cyclical pattern. For example, a place that has a history of fire tends to repeat itself after a certain period, no? Especially if it's a fire year. Let's say it's year of the fire ox, year of the fire dragon, okay? And uh, uh, also if it's facing south, no? A classic example of this would be the popular disco fire that uh, killed many of its patrons, the Ozone fire disco at South Avenue or Timog in Quezon City. It's facing south, and the shape of the lot was also like a triangle, no, with the pointed corner as it entrance, piercing the fire side or south direction, Timog Avenue. Okay, so that's one example of how to be careful with the history of a place. Last week, we tackled haunted places. So, just before this program, I received a message from one of my clients who runs a pig farm somewhere in Pampanga. And the bad news was last Sunday, uh, they discovered that one of their farm hands committed suicide by hanging. They used as a quarter uh, recently an old uh, hut or an old house at the corner, at the northeast corner of the farm, where there was a big tree. And as we took up last week, northeast area trees are normally enchanted or haunted. And true to form, uh, he recounted just a few minutes before our program started, he messaged me that it was the second time that happened. Before it also happened, the place has a history. And same place, Northeast. And he asked me, since that was a good farm, very productive for them, uh, if it's okay to buy in the future as they intend to buy it. My only advice was, sure you can, but exclude that northeast corner where the tree and the hut where the suicides happened. Okay, so uh, that's where you have to be careful about acquisition, no? Of haunted places. In this case, the remedy would be simply to uh, ano to dispense with that area. After all, it's not needed in the farm. No, can isolate it. Okay, by not buying it. Uh, you see, that's one lesson in feng shui. Suffering is always optional in feng shui. You always have a choice. Okay, so you need not carry that burden uh, with you. You can cut and cut cleanly as you so desire for as long as you're able to negotiate it properly, no? Okay, to uh, the benefit win-win situation of both parties. Okay, so that's one part of history also of a place, haunting, and of course crimes, no? Especially if there were passion killings, no, in the place, like jealousy or murder, and basically just check the history of the place. If the previous owners had a good life there, progressive, or avoid if the owners went bankrupt, you know, uh, or they got separated in terms of family life, uh, all the negativities, especially leading to a dysfunctional family, should be avoided. Okay, um, so that's insofar as history. In fact, that's where our real estate laws are behind. No? Here in the Philippines, I think in the states they require full disclosure of any historical footnote for a place. Okay, if it was a previous cemetery, or there was crime committed, or it was an old hospital or a asylum, it has to be properly disclosed. Okay, so so much so that's the fourth thing to avoid: case history of the place. Okay, uh, fifth will be uh, where the site is located. Okay, there are various instances that are not healthy, especially or even a residential or factory or office site, no? While teeming with the demand, so to speak, in terms of being densely populated, certain areas are still undesirable uh, to own, to rent, or to inherit. Okay. What are these places? Uh, First, avoid those beside public areas. Especially now, we can learn that these are critical in times of pandemic or outbreak, especially viruses or airborne diseases. No, so if you live If you will have an address right beside the school, that will not be advisable. Being beside the school, you're open to contamination in case there's a flu outbreak, uh, whatever contagious diseases that might afflict the students. No. Uh, Second would be school is very noisy in terms of noise pollution. Early in the morning, you will be awakened by the national anthem, one after the other, as each classroom sometimes vary in their schedules of singing the uh, anthem, no? And you know they have songs, they have chants, uh, very noisy as a neighbor. So your peace of mind can be affected. Very stressful environment. Can you imagine every day while eating breakfast, you ever overheard different lessons of the alphabet, no? Or Little Red Riding Hood stories all over and over again, like a broken record. Okay, so you have to be choosy when it comes to uh, uh, acquiring, renting your place, no? Even for office space. Okay. Similarly, when it comes to noise pollution, uh, avoid uh, living beside a church or a temple. Why? Because you know, church and temples have rituals. They have chorales, they have mass, and they sing hymns. Uh, it's not likely that you will always appreciate the activities, especially in terms of the noise pollution it brings. Also, there is a hidden secret when it comes to churches or temples. People who normally go there are the sick, uh, especially those with contagious diseases. And who knows if their sickness can also be airborne and can contaminate your nearby house. Okay? So similar also would be if like a school or church, you're beside a prison house or a jail. Uh, you know, hygienic conditions inside a prison jail or a prison compound might not be good, no, and can contaminate a neighborhood too. Okay, so at least these three and many others like a gasoline station where public ingress and egress uh, will be high, no? Especially in times of pandemic, social distancing, and all this stuff uh, go down the drain, no? In a gas station setting, a public market, a supermarket, a building, office building, or grocery for that matter. No. So you have to be uh, careful in choosing the right environment. So I sometimes there's wisdom now in choosing a gated community, no? In terms of living in a village or at least with a certain amount or modicum of physical and not only physical but hygienic security with proper social distancing from the general public. Okay, uh, so bus terminals, all this stuff. No, you have to, as much as possible, evade. No, unless you're into that kind of business. Okay. Uh, the other negative in terms of location would be uh, Of course, being beside a funeral parlor or in front of it, and not only funeral parlor, uh, nowadays there are mini hospitals, clinics, and even morgues, no? Or small community chapels where they do mourning uh, for the dead, no? So anywhere there's a negativity of death, uh, very bad, no? Uh, and in terms of modern infrastructure, it's not also good to live beside the skyway, a flyover. Well, of course, because of the volume of traffic, the pollution, aside from the noise, carbon monoxide pollution. No? So you need face masks, just like the MMDA, no, to protect your lungs. Okay, nowadays to protect you from COVID. Okay, so these considerations will have to be noted when it comes to electrical facilities. Be careful with being beside electrical transformers, uh, power stations, simply because of the risk and dangers. Let's say if they trip or sometimes they overheat during a sudden burst of rain, no? Okay, uh, and explode. Okay, so you have to be careful about these things. So this is the fifth category. Okay, location. No? Sixth will be we'll tackle in a while. The meantime, let's pray. Let's pause for another station break.
We'll be back shortly. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Bay Media.
Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music program. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artist and musician, hosted by your alternative revivalist, Charlie Diaz, and resident rockista, Pards Moro. So sit back and relax. Enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila, where alternative lives. Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, visibility, representation, and empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Saturdays, 8 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Happy Pride! An online program that takes you to all corners of beauty and lifestyle. This is Beauty in a Box, providing insights on how beauty and lifestyle of all kinds will be of help to everyone, may it be in their professional or personal lives, by improving one's confidence. Beauty in a Box, every Saturday, 1 p.m. Philippine time, hosted by certified makeup artist and beauty enthusiast, Aaliyah Ambre. Beauty in a Box, only here on V81 Radio, Manila. The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Buckle up and get ready, set, and go. We're bringing you the action on air here on Sports Watch. Join Sports Girl anchor Nicole Galani as she dives deep into the lives of the athletes, fitness personalities, and enthusiasts from sports industry. Sports Watch every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Now back to Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Big Media.
Okay. So before we proceed to the sixth category, in between the fifth and sixth, normally uh, they have questions. How about a creek behind or a river behind the property? There's nothing wrong on subject basic conditions. No, first of all, the river must be clean or the creek must be clean. The estero must be clean, smooth flowing, and of course, if it's stagnant, it breeds mosquitoes and becomes unhygienic, cause of air pollution, and bacteria uh, will be bred, no, and it can affect uh, health of the community, especially the nearby house. Sorry, it will be your house, no, and of course it will generate flooding, no. History of flooding must also be noted. One tip is when you look at the property, look at the nearby walls. No, if they have moss or you say traces of lumot up to a certain height or watermarks, uh, you ask around also to verify. This can be signs of constant flooding during seasonal rains, no? That affect the property. Okay, and of course, you know what flooding brings. No? Nowadays, it has also modernized down to leptospirosis. No? Can affect our health. No? So we've heard of a lot of even rich people succumbing to diseases like this just by mistakenly walking through their garden and stepping on rodents' urine. Of course, if you have an unhealthy environment, uh, you're prone to uh, be contaminated with bad health. No? So this also brings us to garbage dumps, no? Especially landfill areas, uh, and even feed mills. Okay, for feed mills, it's also the smell of pollution, no? The smell of dry and rotting uh, ingredients, especially of fish and you know being dried up food slops or kanin baboy, no? That's being processed to become feeds. No? Uh, it has we had a bad experience before when we were in grade school. Our neighborhood was near Champion Feed Mills here in Quezon City. Wow, certain seasons, especially when it rains, the vapor exhaust from the feed mill, escaping from the feed mill warehouses were so bad you can then sleep for nights, no, until the wind changes its direction. Okay, so garbage dumps like that, you have to be careful. Okay, now on the sixth notion, uh, avoid also at all costs a property with a water feature dividing it, be it a creek, it cuts across the property. That's what I mean. Be it a creek, an estero, an irrigation canal or whatnot. No? As long as it divides the property, it will also be divisive. No? Uh, Family members who own the property will get divided, or if it's a factory, uh, the labor union arise and management labor conflicts leading to strikes can occur to the detriment of the enterprise or your business or livelihood. No, I learned this when I was learning Feng Shui. Uh, there was a big uh, bus firm before of at Antipolo. They had to close down because of this bad Feng Shui afflicting their main garage in Antipolo. There was a creek running across, and time came after several years, decades of operations, the uh, personnel unionized and even claimed half of the property, asking for land reform. Okay, so it was a very problematic situation, which is can only be remedied also by physical land reform by splitting the property. Okay, so that's the sixth notion that have to be very careful of when it comes to feng shui. Now, uh, seventh will be uh, what we call asset management. Of course, when you invest in property, aside from uh, feng shui is also scientific. You have to at least secure that property you are acquiring. No? Uh, be it feng shui for a house, feng shui for a building, or chattel, anything that's booked in your balance sheet as assets, subject to your controllership or asset management. And beyond feng shui, uh, this is where feng shui marries actuarial science. No? You have to resort also to protective financial instruments like insurance. No? Uh, but of course, nowadays there are at least four or three categories of insurance that you have to consider for your house or buildings. Of course, property insurance for your vehicles, motor vehicle insurance, especially now that not only fire but floods. No, when we all of a sudden, due to climate change nowadays, you hear of Undoy type or the recent floodings, especially in Marikina area and even in the provinces. No, so this is where insurance comes to protect you, be it fire insurance, water damage insurance, uh, and of course, life insurance. And in times of pandemic now, uh, health maintenance, the new form, no? HMO, uh, field health type of insurance, at least to expedite your health care, no? In times especially of emergency. That's where feng shui is also practical. Okay, uh, so don't be negligent when it comes to the proper fiduciary protection uh, of asset management. Okay. Um, Last, uh, as an eighth consideration, And the luckiest consideration is, of course, avoid scam feng shui. Okay? Uh, I need not belabor the issue. Nowadays, uh, while scammers abound, be it in Facebook, capturing your messenger, or whatever, the same trade has always been there for centuries for feng shui. Many a charlatan uh, uh, wants to make, quick money pretending to be a feng shui expert. So it's up to you to be discreet. And here, I would encourage you to be very judgmental in uh, investing for a proper feng shui and professional engagement. Okay, so these 8 considerations uh, define more or less what to avoid as mistakes in feng shui. Okay, so hopefully uh, we have enough time for a lot of open forum. You may ask all you can tonight as regards to whatever mistake you've committed. You may ask to rectify or anything that occurs to your mind pertinent to our subject tonight. Okay? So before we do enter the uh, open forum, let's have another station break.
We'll be back shortly. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on B Media.
Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local.
Now back to Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on B Media.
Okay, we're back. So you can ask questions. Our technical team will be ready to assist us. Okay, first question. Uh, I'm sorry, I dropped my eyeglasses. Can I ask our technical team to please read? Oh, sorry. What's the question, please? Ulag. Pakibasa na lang. Hindi ko na ano. May ginagawa ko. Wala ko eyeglasses. No? Hanapin mo na. for a while. Ayan, okay. Sorry, I dropped my glasses. Okay. So, Monchet. So, Master, hindi maganda yung may ilog sa likod ng farm. Oh, I didn't say hindi maganda ang may ilog sa likod ng farm. So, that's the danger. Don't jump into conclusion. Okay? Don't expect what to hear. Okay? Listen well. That's the key to Feng Shui. Okay? Don't be a frustrated Feng Shui master. Okay? Don't jump into saying that if you have an ilog sa likod ng farm, masama. If you listen carefully, I said if the ilog is clear, not stagnant, walang lamok, hindi nagbabaha, hindi nagbe-breed ng bacteria, hygienic, that's okay. Di ba? So, I hope that satisfies your question. Okay? Any other questions? This is from Ferds Medina. Good evening, Master. Salamat sa advice. Yeah, Ferds owns the piggery and yeah, Ferds, if I were you, I will really isolate that back portion with the northeast tree. No, that's quite an enchanted place, but not worth acquiring. It will just spell trouble in the future. Okay, so if you have no choice in the future, I would suggest that you do a little land reform. You donate that corner to become, let's say, hindi naman barangay hall or ano. So better off na lang to isolate it. No? Because mahirap naman mamaya gawin pang health center yun ng barangay. Kawawa naman yung farm mo. Makontaminate pa. Okay. So, nothing doing. Your decision also to put Peking duck, that's very good, no? Peking duck is something you can explore later, especially with your format now in business. You do lechon manok, you do lechon Peking duck. That has a more value added and more expensive, no? The roast Peking duck. I tell you, the scent of a roast Peking duck covers around 3 blocks of the neighborhood. Everybody would like to buy it. Okay? Just know the secrets of marination and cooking it well. Okay? Next question, please. Stan Cantilier. Master, paano po pag nasa north, ano ito? Located ang CR? Ano po ang complication? Okay yun. If yung CR nasa north, you flush away the malas. Okay? So, it solves your problem. Okay? I just said never face north. That means your entrance door should not be north. Okay? So, kasi sinasalubong mo yung bagyo. Okay? Kung CR mo sa north, napa-flush away yung negativity. Whatever facing your toilet seat is. Okay? All the better if the back of the toilet seat is north. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. Next question, please. This is from Genovesa. Master, what about a canal traversing the front of the property? Can you please give a feng shui cure? Oh, there's nothing to cure. If you notice, if you listen well, I said what is bad is a canal traversing across a property, cutting across. Okay? If it's in front of the property, it's the regular canal of the DPWH, the village, for its natural drainage. No? So, nothing doing. You don't have to, again, this is another case of the question of the ilog at the back. This one naman is like the ilog in the front. You're creating a problem where there's no problem. Okay? So don't feel feng shui master. Okay? And that's where it's very critical to define and listen to the case problem on hand well. Okay? Ang lalayo, di ba? Puro sa tagiliran yung tanong niyo. Ang problema is if it cuts across. Okay? So I hope that answers your question also. You have no problem at all. Okay? So next question, please. This is from from Vin, from North ba or South Carolina. Okay, Master, what's this? Uh, Regarding railroad tracks, okay, it's like the MRT. How do those railroad tracks in front, back, sides of the property affect the feng shui of the property? Okay. Uh, it does not really affect your property. The only effect, uh, the least I could say, is noise pollution. Okay, each time the train passes, the noise created by the trucks and the train and its engines, plus its whistle, uh, will really you know make you pause for as long as the train is. Just like here, if you live somewhere in the Philippines, uh, home along the Riles or homes along the railroad, uh, at around 3 p.m. regularly, every 2 hours, when the train passes, the chug-jug uh, uh, makes the household activities at a standstill until you get used to it. But of course, um, subconsciously, it gets into your nerves and it's also stressful. That's why that's the only way it's in a way unhealthy. Okay. And of course, you have to be careful. Uh, the rule, the ancient rule of stop, look, listen applies to you. No? There are a lot of people, even executive CEOs, who got run over by trains in public places like Bikutan, Marketplace. Uh, they think the train is so slow, chugging along, and yet I can't blame them if they die because they also chug along in front of the train. Okay, be it in their car or walking. And there are a lot of instances that happen here, especially in the Philippines. Carelessness, okay, and overconfidence, as if they own the train or the place. Okay, indolence and insolence is beyond feng shui. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Vin. Uh, Next question, please. Susan Lacson from Palawan. Is rectangular lot okay lang po ba, Master? Yeah, a regular shaped lot in Feng Shui is considered normally a square or a rectangle with even sides, like the length are equal and the width are equal. So very asymmetrical balance. Okay, the more square or rectangle it is, the nice flow of chi within. Okay. Next question, please. This is from Ed Esplana. Master, good eve. Ask ko lang po if okay lang may poste ng garahe sa tapat mismo ng main door. Ano po ang cure? Thank you very much. Of course, hindi pwede, no? Anything blocking the door, uh, especially uh, perpendicular, 45-degree, is an obstacle. Okay? So, ano ang cure? You have to devise how you can realign your door so it will not be fronting the garage post. Okay? It's either the garage post moves or the door moves. Okay? Uh, Depends on the situation. Okay. So next question, please. Who's this? First, Master, what is good feng shui cure for stagnant lagoon uh, in the west of the farm? Well, you put fish, no? Be it tilapia or even the small fish, guppies. If I were you, I will breed tropical fish in your lagoon. You have Peking duck already. That's good also. The way they waddle on water will aerate the water naturally. Uh, you add lotus plants. You add aquatic plants. And if you want, you can even breed frogs, the edible ones, in cages. Okay. Tilapia in cages. At least just to isolate them, no? And easy harvest also. But the best value added is for you to take care of tropical fish in cages also, small screens, boxes, black molly, swordtail, guppies, goldfish, uh, anything that will be very active and aerate the water. And from time to time, it's not bad to put also a fountain there with a submersible pump, if only to aerate the water from stagnancy. No? Uh, so it will become more active and oxygenated. Okay. So any other questions, please? Who's this? Okay. Vin again. Thank you very much for your advice. Oh, welcome, Vin. I hope your project pushes through well despite the pandemic. And uh, sayang, had you been here, it would have been easier for you to do business, especially with words. Okay. But although that's something you can also explore, Vin, for your business there. If you can source Peking duck there, a roast Peking duck will be a very good product to sell in your area. It's unique, very Asian. I just hope it doesn't get hit by Asian discrimination. Okay. Master, how do you cure a property that, what's this? Some were shot. Uh, there was a history of killing. Okay. About, okay. So, this is concerning peace and order, no? Security. So, proper security measures, as I said, Feng Shui is scientific, the proper fencing, proper flow of, especially now under pandemic, that at least, but that's the problem with the U.S. situation in your area. Anybody can just shoot anybody. If you can hear of Asians being mugged, even if she's a lady, that's really dangerous. No? So uh, I think you just have to talk to uh, the classic solution, always in your drawer, Smith and Wesson. Okay, be practical. Feng Shui is also practical. Okay. So next question, please. Although the area where somebody died, you can put the any religious object, if it lends itself to a good site to have a grotto, or even the twin hearts image of Jesus and Mary that's blessed, or also the Saint Benedict cross. Uh, that will be a practical resolution, Vin, especially that you're Catholic. Okay. So next question, please. Okay. One thing with Feng Shui, beyond our 8 mistakes to avoid, is one lesson that can guide you. No, remember always, one man's garbage can be another man's gold. Okay, this applies normally here in the Philippines. It's urban legend that in places where there are mall sites, especially in the provinces, uh, there is an ongoing urban legend that what Schumart rejects, the leading mall operator, some other mall operators take, no? Because for them, it's a Me Too strategy, and they convert Schumart's garbage into gold for them with healthy competition. So nothing wrong with that. Uh, it's very prevalent nowadays, especially when it comes to relationships. No, one man's garbage can be another man's lady. Okay, so uh, that's reality. Okay, so take note of that, no, in your bag of wisdom using feng shui. Okay. So any other questions so far? Words, master. What are lucky plants and trees that we can put in our farm? Well, from the start, I've told you, uh, just plant a lot of Chinese pole bamboo. Okay, Chinese pole bamboo will be best for your farm. Okay, uh, they're sturdy. They will provide proper shade and good ventilation uh, to your native pigs. No? Okay, don't plant any bulky plant like acacia, whatever, because, or if you want, you can plant certain fruit trees that are grafted already. That's fast when it comes to even fruits, papayas. You see a lot advertised in feng shui. Uh, highly productive papaya trees. They grow up to your waistline, but each each tree bears around 50 fruits. And papayas will be also good supplements to your native pigs. As think about complementation and synergies in terms of the nutrition of your pig, as well as fruit production also. Something that you can market, no? And easy harvest. Think of crop, no, yung mga 3 months pa lang, you can harvest already, like, let's say, bananas, no? Along the perimeter walls, uh, a lot. Also visit other farms, no? So learn from what they vegetate and plant around. And tune in. There's uh, a lot of technologies now, especially in Facebook, YouTube, especially on hydroponics and uh, vegetables, no, that you can grow. Of course, not within reach of your growing pigs so that it won't be destroyed. You can isolate them properly naman. Okay? So, next question, please. Oh, Vin, will tearing down the house will not
We'll be back shortly. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on B Media.
Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account. Visit our store builder. Then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local.
Okay. Uh, so, save for that, as I was saying to Vin, uh, actually, your situation can be a haunted place, no? Because somebody died there. And as you know, in Feng Shui, that's considered a hungry ghost, no? That will keep returning. There will be certain rituals that you can do for peaceful coexistence, no? Like as you notice in Vietnam, where you came from, uh, you can create a spirit house at the site to serve as the portal or a peace offering for that hungry ghost, no? By giving him a piece of residence. Okay? Will wearing, will tearing down. Oh, well, we answered that already. Uh, Tearing down the house will not solve it. Okay. So, any question? Susan, okay. Master, what do you do if you feel like everyone is getting sick in the new house? Oh, well, best is, uh, best advice, if you will follow Feng Shui, pag wiwisik ka rin lang, maligo ka na. No? Pa-Feng Shui mo yung house. Okay? Uh, yung talagang comprehensive Feng Shui. Hindi pwede yung pichi-pichi Feng Shui. Okay? Para at least you have peace of mind. Okay? Uh, Next question, please. Okay. So, habang wala pang question, what time is it? Sorry. Didn't see. Wrong time. Anyway, wala na ba ibang question? Okay. So, other tips, no? This is already when it comes to construction, uh, avoid at all costs any blue, black, or water mixed color of ceilings and roof. No, well, the color of water in Feng Shui is blue and black. Well, other combinations will be gray because that's black and white. That will be half bad. Water symbolizes money. So if you have watercolors on your ceilings and roofs, uh, that attracts financial worries and difficulties. And because of the law of attraction, what you worry about, you attract. It becomes realized that you cannot pay the mortgage, uh, whatever you worry about, no? Be it residential or commercial. Okay, so that's one major error, especially in government projects. They set up rehabilitation centers, hospitals, police stations, government infrastructures, all with blue roofing. So what does that result to? Budgetary problems. Okay. All the financial woes one can imagine for any project, especially government, becomes realized. Okay. So especially for politicians with edifice complex, uh, with pork barrel funds, building gymnasiums left and right, with their names on it. Uh, especially if you write your name on top of the rooftop, that's color blue, you'll be the one suffering mainly from the consequences of financial problems. Okay, so that's just one tip. No? So if you ever wonder if uh, these expressways make money, good as they may be, from the outset in physical eye optical illusion, so to speak, the bottom line is they will be saddled by embezzlements, financial cash flow problems, because of blue roofing. Okay? So, your first assignment, when you wake up tomorrow, look at your roof, your own roof, if it's color blue or Japanese black. Okay? So, the deeper the water symbol, the deeper the wealth problems. Okay? So, avoid that. Okay? So, the other common thing is if you own a bar or a restaurant, normally they paint the ceilings black or gray. So, that means trouble also. And can you imagine the bad symbolism? Uh, your ceilings are watercolors. and right under is your kitchen, which is the fire symbol. So the tendency is not only financial worries, but people will quarrel a lot in your institution. Uh, there will be a lot of office politics, Team A, Team B, and of course, bottom line is they all quarrel about money, okay, for whatever purpose it may be served, no, uh, be it sourced from corruption or embezzlements, okay. So that's one tip. You have to be careful when it comes to colors. Okay. Any other question? May humabol pa? Yun. Uh, Words again. Master, how to cure front door of the house facing what? Facing south. Oh, why will you cure facing? Oh, in your case, that's very good because your product is lechon fire. Okay. Again, you have to put it within the context of the business case. Okay. If your business is fire, lechon, that's very good. That that door brings fame and fortune to you. You don't need to change it. Okay? Just be careful not to get burned. Okay? So, if you want to be fully secured, as I mentioned, asset management, get in touch with my friend in the insurance business. Uh, you want, I will refer him to you so you will be fully secured, at least against fire insurance. And I would endeavor you to try all the forms of insurance, especially nowadays HMO. Okay, who's this? Hertikwa. Hi, Master. How to cure doors na magkaharap? Okay. Oh, as I mentioned, uh, magkaharap na doors, very situational. If it's between mother and child, father and child, or brother and sister, it means exchange of luck. Pero pag magkaharap, let's say condo, kaharap po, and you don't know the neighbor, uh, that's bad, no? And it can lead to door. The positive side is exchange of luck among kinsfolk and loved ones. But if you're not loved ones, it can lead to uh, robbery. It's easy to rob, no? Just enter one door, exit to the other door, no? Lusot na. Okay? So how to cure that? Of course, to keep the door closed. Okay? Be practical. And this is where people put any mirror, not the bagua mirror, on top of the door. Okay? To quell the negativity. Okay? Because that small mirror you stick above the door serves as a deterrent also. It looks like a CCTV camera. You know, you buy this 30 pesos mirror, like this one only, uh, of the auto supply shop through value or what. It's called blind spot car mirror. You stick it up the door outside. It has its own sticker. It looks like a CCTV camera. And the good thing about that is if it's a hallway or even your main door, at night it reflects any light source. So it looks like a camera at the same time deterrent and a natural lighting system. Okay? So that's how to cure. Next question, please. Okay. Ah, okay. So for uh, North, there's a footnote for North this year, the year of the metal ox. That's also where sickness comes. Okay. So double the trouble if you have a North door. No? You welcome COVID. You welcome the virus. If you notice, uh, the predominant areas where uh, the virus is coming from, especially with the new variants, it entered the Philippines, went up to the Car region, Cordillera, Baguio, and Abra now, going down to Manila. No? And Manila is north to Visayas and Mindanao. And they also, well, the gateway is Manila for tourists. No? As they go to, let's say, El Nido, Boracay, it depends on if they are positive or negative. No? But you can see the pattern. Uh, it's coming from the north. Okay. Last year, it was coming from the east. No? So Wuhan was east. Okay. Uh, of our country. Okay. May questions pa? Okay. So before that, let's pause for one last break. Okay.
We'll be back shortly. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Big Media.
Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local.
Now back to Philippine Business Feng Shui, only here on Big Media.
Okay. So we're back. Unless there's a pahabol na question, well, there being none, ayun, meron pa. Si Purds, okay. Master is having a big water tank in the north side of the property. Ang laki, no, no. Uh, North is the place of water. Water tank is aptly uh, situated if you have a north water tank. That's very good. Okay. Um, so that's it. We're into our final 2 minutes. Just remember uh, the lessons to avoid, at least these 8 critical lessons. But don't forget too that one man's garbage can be another man's gold. Okay? Uh, that's the dynamics of Feng Shui. And most important in Feng Shui, the greatest uh, non-mistake to avoid is to recognize that suffering is optional in Feng Shui. Huwag na kailangan kuha bato, pukpok, ulo. Okay? You don't have to hit a stone on your head. Just like worrying about an ilog at the back, a canal in front. Don't jump into conclusions right away. Okay? You have to clinically study uh, uh, the situation just like ivermectin. Okay? So, with that, uh, I hope you learned certain lessons, valuable lessons from tonight in your investment portfolio. And always remember that sa ikaunlad ng ating bayan, Feng Shui po ang kailangan. See you next week for another exciting topic. Good night, everybody. Have a happy weekend ahead.
We're harnessing luck and success in doing business. This is Philippine Business Feng Shui at your service. Sa ikaunlad ng bayan, Feng Shui ang kailangan. Hosted by your partner in luck, Master Aldric Dalumpines. Every Wednesdays at 8 p.m. See you on our next learning modules for luck in business. Only here on Big Media.